no matter who you are, no matter where you've been, and no matter where you are right now. You are welcome here. Welcome to Daily Audio Bible Chronological. I'm Jill, and today is the 17th day of February. Welcome, everyone. It's a joy, an honor. I'm humbled to be here. And I am thrilled that you are here. I know many of you going through the Bible for the first time, many of you first time through the Bible in chronological order. Don't you just hear it differently? It just reads differently, going through it in order of what happened historically as best as experts can tell. That is my hope and my prayers, that you're hearing things differently for the first time. This is where your faith is becoming your own. And it's a painful process sometimes to let go of the things that we have held onto and believed for some of us our entire life, to embrace the truth of who God is, and to allow him to be who he is. And that changes our relationship with him, and it changes us from the inside out. If we are hearing and we are doing, which is what the book of James tells us to do. And so here we are to hear today. As we continue in the book of Leviticus, we're getting these laws, these instructions that have everything to do with purification, and it goes beyond the physical. It is to prevent spiritual contamination among the people, so that it is a people holy and set apart. And holy and set apart looks and acts and thinks and does things completely different. It is not a superior people, it is a holy people. And that means they're going to have to do things differently than they have ever been done in this culture, at this time, in this place in history, ever before. We dive in today to the book of Leviticus, reading chapters 14 and 15. And this week we're reading the Evangelical Heritage Version. Leviticus chapter 14. The Lord spoke to Moses. This is the law for the purification of a person with an impure skin disease. When it is reported to the priest shall go outside the camp. The priest shall examine him. If the area infected by the skin disease has become healthy, the priest shall command that 2 clean wild birds, some cedarwood, some scarlet yarn, and some hyssop be taken for the person who is being purified. The priest shall command that 1 bird be slaughtered in an earthen pot over water from a flowing source. After taking the live bird along with the cedarwood, the scarlet yarn, and the hyssop, he shall dip them along with the live bird into the blood of the bird that was slaughtered over the water from a flowing source. He shall sprinkle the blood 7 times on the person who is being purified from the skin disease. When he has declared him clean, he shall release the live bird into the open country. The person who is being purified shall wash his clothes, shave off all his hair, and bathe in water. Then he will be clean. After that, he may enter the camp, but he must stay outside his tent for 7 days. On the 7th day, he shall shave off all his hair. He shall shave his head, his chin, his eyebrows, and all the rest of his hair. He shall wash his clothes and bathe in water. Then he will be clean. On the 8th day, he shall take 2 male lambs without blemish, 1 yearling ewe without blemish, 6 quarts of fine flour for a grain offering mixed with olive oil, and 1 cup of olive oil. The priest who performs the purification shall make the person who is being purified stand in front of the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting, together with the other objects. The priest shall take 1 of the male lambs, bring it forward as a restitution offering, together with a cup of olive oil, and wave it as a wave offering before the Lord. The lamb shall be slaughtered in the sanctuary, at the place where the sin offering and the burnt offering are slaughtered, because the restitution offering is like the sin offering. It belongs to the priest. It is most holy. The priest shall take some of the blood of the restitution offering and put it on the right earlobe of the person who is being purified, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. The priest shall take some of the olive oil from the cup and pour it into the palm of the priest's left hand. Then the priest shall dip his right finger into some of the olive oil that is in his left palm and sprinkle some of the olive oil with his finger 7 times before the Lord. Then the priest shall put some of the olive oil that remains in his palm on the right earlobe of the person who is being purified, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on top of the blood of the restitution offering. The priest shall put the rest of the olive oil that is in his palm on the head of the person who is being purified. Then the priest will make atonement for him before the Lord. The priest shall present the sin offering to make atonement for the person being purified from his impurity. After that, the burnt offering is to be slaughtered, and the priest shall offer up the whole burnt offering and the grain offering on the altar. In this way, the priest shall make atonement for him, so that he will be clean. If, however, the unclean person is poor, and he cannot afford all these items, he shall take 1 male lamb as a restitution offering to be waved to make atonement for him, 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with olive oil for a grain offering, and 1 cup of olive oil, as well as 2 turtle doves, or 2 pigeons, whichever are within his means, one as a sin offering, and the other as a burnt offering. On the 8th day he shall bring them to the priest for his purification at the entrance to the tent of meeting in the presence of the Lord. The priest shall take the lamb for the restitution offering and the cup of olive oil, and the priest shall wave them as a wave offering before the Lord. After the lamb for the restitution offering has been slaughtered, the priest shall take some of the blood of the restitution offering and place it on the lobe of the right ear of the person who is being purified, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. After the priest has poured out some of the olive oil on the palm of the priest's left hand, the priest shall use his right finger to sprinkle some of the olive oil from his left palm before the Lord 7 times. The priest shall also put some of the olive oil from his palm on the lobe of the right ear of the person being purified, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the same places as the blood of the restitution offering. Then the priest shall put the rest of the olive oil that is in his palm on the head of the person who is being purified, by making atonement for him before the Lord. The priest shall then offer 1 of the turtle doves or pigeons that are within the person's means, whichever he can afford, 1 as a sin offering and the other as a whole burnt offering, together with the grain offering. This is how the priest shall make atonement before the Lord for the person being purified. These are the laws for anyone who has an outbreak of skin disease on him, and whose means are insufficient at the time of his purification. The Lord spoke these things to Moses and Aaron. When you enter the land of Canaan, which I am giving you as a possession, and I put a contamination of mold on a house in the land that you possess, the owner of the house shall come and tell the priest, "There seems to me to be some sort of contamination in my house." The priest shall order the house to be cleared before the priest comes to examine the contamination, so that nothing in the house will be declared unclean. After that, the priest shall go in to examine the house. If, when he examines the contamination on the walls of the house consists of depressions that are bright green or bright red and that appear deeper than the surface of the wall, the priest shall come out of the house to the entrance of the house and quarantine the house for 7 days. On the 7th day, the priest shall return to examine it. If the contamination has spread on the walls of the house, the priest shall order that they rip out the stones with the contamination on them and throw them into an unclean place outside the town. The house must be scraped all around the inside, and they must dump the mud that is scraped off in an unclean place outside the town. They are to take other stones and bring them to replace those stones and other mud to plaster the house. If the contamination breaks out again in the house after the stones have been ripped out and after the house has been scraped and replastered, the priest shall go in to examine it. If the contamination has spread in the house, it is a destructive mold in the house. It is unclean. The house shall be demolished, and its stones and timber and all its mud are to be brought out to an unclean place outside the town. Whoever enters the house at any time during its quarantine will be unclean until sunset. Whoever sleeps in the house must wash his clothes, and whoever eats in the house must wash his clothes. If, however, the priest enters and sees that the contamination has not spread in the house after the house was plastered, the priest shall declare the house clean, because the contamination has been cleansed. To purify the house, he shall take 2 birds, some cedarwood, some scarlet yarn, and some hyssop. He shall slaughter one of the birds in a clay pot over water from a flowing source. He shall take the cedarwood, the hyssop, the scarlet yarn, and the live bird, and dip them in the blood of the slaughtered bird and in the water from a flowing source, and sprinkle it on the house 7 times. When he has purified the house with the blood of the bird, the water from a flowing source, the live bird, the cedarwood, the hyssop, and the scarlet yarn, he shall release the live bird into the open country outside the town. In this way, he shall make atonement for the house so that it will be clean. This is the law for every infection of skin disease, for rash, for mold on clothing or a house, for discoloration and a scab and a shiny patch, to give instruction about when it is unclean and when it is clean. This is the law concerning impure skin disease and contamination. The Lord told Moses and Aaron to speak to the Israelites and to tell them this: whenever a man has a discharge flowing from his flesh, that discharge is unclean. This is the law about how a bodily discharge makes someone unclean. Whether his flesh secretes a discharge or it has a blocked discharge, he is unclean, as long as his flesh has a discharge or his body blocks a discharge. This makes him unclean. Any bedding that the man with a discharge lies on is unclean, and every object on which he sits becomes unclean. Anyone who touches his bedding must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. Whoever sits on any object on which the man with a discharge sat must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. Whoever touches the body of the man with a discharge must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. If the man with a discharge spits on someone who is clean, that person must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. Any saddle on which the man with a discharge rides becomes unclean. Everyone who touches anything that was under him will become unclean until sunset, and whoever carries these things must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. If the man with a discharge touches anyone without washing his hands, that person must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. Any clay pottery that the man with a discharge touches must be broken, and any vessel or utensil made of wood must be rinsed with water. When the man with a discharge has been cleansed from his discharge, he shall count off 7 days for his process of purification, wash his clothes, and bathe his body in water from a flowing source. Then he will be clean. On the 8th day, he shall take 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, and come before the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting and give them to the priest. The priest shall present the offering for them, one bird as a sin offering, and the other as a whole burnt offering. This is how the priest shall make atonement for the man in the presence of the Lord from his discharge. When a man has an emission of semen, he must bathe his whole body in water and remain unclean until sunset. Any garment or leather with an emission of semen on it must be washed in water and remain unclean until sunset. Also, if a man lies down with a woman and has an emission of semen, they must bathe in water and remain unclean until sunset. When a woman has a discharge of blood from her flesh, her menstrual impurity will last for 7 days. Anyone who touches her will remain unclean until sunset. Everything on which she lies during her monthly period is unclean, and everything on which she sits becomes unclean. Anyone who touches her bed must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. And anyone who touches anything on which she sat must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. If the uncleanness is on the bed or on anything else on which she is sitting when he touches it, he will become unclean until sunset. And if a man lies down with her, and her menstrual impurity comes in contact with him, he will be unclean for 7 days. Any bed on which he lies will be unclean. When a woman has a discharge of blood for many days besides during the time of her monthly period, or when she has a discharge that lasts longer than her monthly period, she will be unclean for as many days as her discharge continues, just as she is during her monthly period. During her discharge, any bed on which she lies is to be treated just like the bed during her monthly period, and every piece of furniture on which she sits will be unclean, as it would be during the impurity of her monthly period. Anyone who touches them will become unclean. Any such people must wash their clothes, bathe in water, and remain unclean until sunset. When she is cleansed from her discharge, she shall count off 7 days, and after that she will be clean. On the 8th day, she shall take 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons for herself, and bring them to the priest at the entrance to the tent of meeting. The priest shall offer 1 dove as a sin offering, and the other as a whole burnt offering. This is how the priest is to make atonement for her in the presence of the Lord from the impurity of her discharge. In this way, you shall separate the people of Israel from their impurity, so that they do not die in their impurity because they defiled my dwelling place that is in their midst. This is the law for those who have a discharge, for a man who has an emission of semen by which he becomes unclean, for a woman who is not well because of her menstrual period, for anyone, male or female, who has a discharge, and for the man who lies down with a woman who is unclean. Jesus, we thank you for your word. We thank you for this time and this space that we have had together in your word. God, I pray that we would be a people that would be spiritually clean, that we would hate sin, that we would run and turn from our own sin, that we would be less consumed with everyone else's, and we would work on our own temple, our own body in the physical and in the spiritual, because this is the place that you now dwell within each and every single one of us that invites you into that space. May it be worthy of you dwelling here within us. I pray this all in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.